Hurricane Beryl, a Category 4 storm, again, just passing to the south of Jamaica. Lots of strong, devastating winds across the island, though. The center of it looks like it's just south of Jamaica, so may not have an official landfall, but big time storm over there. 165-mile-per-hour gusts. It's moving to the west-northwest very quickly. It's got a fast forward movement at 20 miles per hour, and it's going to move into shear. We keep talking about this weakening and hasn't quite yet. Didn't look that great on satellite imagery, but it's going to move into a bigger bank of shear between where it is right now and the Yucatan, and that should weaken it with additional weakening over the Yucatan thanks to the land interaction. It's also ingesting a little bit of Saharan dust, not a ton, but that's also going to be a minor player in this subtle weakening before moving into the Yucatan. So Cat 3 down to Cat 2 on Friday, and then tropical storm Friday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon before re-emerging over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico, where it does look like we're going to see a re-intensification between the time that it gets into the Gulf, which is going to be Friday afternoon, and the time that it's forecast to move in to Mexico or South Texas, which looks like it's going to be Sunday afternoon at the earliest, if not a little bit later than that, if it gets farther up to the northern side of this cone. So with this forecast cone, the trend the last several days has been slowly creeping a little bit farther north. With this cone, a little bit farther to the south, and it looks like some of the guidance, the modeling on this feature is beginning to hone in on northeastern Mexico heading into, again, late Sunday, if not Monday, on the northern envelope of this. But for the first time, we're starting to see models honing in on a spot. For the last several days, the European's been way down to the south near Tampico, and the GFS has been more so into South Texas. But with today's model data, the latest runs, we're starting to see both of those become more congruent, and that's the first real step forward in the confidence of this forecast. So I'm not all in yet on this scenario. And the reason being has to do with something that's going to be happening farther to the north of us. So I'm going to lay out two possible scenarios. We'll call this Avenue A. There's no meaning to A. It's just option one of two. And this one's going to have the high a little farther to the east and the addition of a trough, low pressure system in the plains. And this trough may want to pull this storm farther north on the northern side of this forecast cone. That could bring a stronger storm farther to the north, a little more time over the Gulf of Mexico to strengthen, and this would bring a lot more hazards into play for the South Texas Gulf Coast with a later landfall Sunday night or into Monday. That's Avenue A on this possible scenario. Avenue B, this one looks a little bit more likely to me at this point, given today's model data. A weaker trough, which would have less of a pull to the north, keeping the storm more so into Mexico on the southern half of the envelope for the forecast cone. So that would mean not as strong of a system, and we would have a lot less in terms of impacts, direct impacts from Beryl. So a lot lower of a rain chance. The wind threat wouldn't be as high. We'd still have some coastal impacts, but the direct impacts would be a lot lower with this Avenue B scenario. So there is still some uncertainty, and I think it has to do with that trough to the north. Regardless, still need to be alert right now. We're not to the point where you need to be acting on your hurricane plan just yet. You know, you've got to have the preparation ready to go if you do need to make a movement. So right now we're just in this alert category. And again, if this were to get farther to the north, the landfall, you see this line here, it's a great example. The southern landfall into Mexico, you're looking at Sunday afternoon. The more north landfall, you'd be looking at Monday afternoon. So there is some play there. But again, that's the latest with respect to the track. Have the plan ready to go. Not time to act on it yet. Timing Sunday or Monday, depending on the track, which still will have some subtle changes. And regardless, we're going to have increased surf on area beaches heading into the weekend. So not going to be the best there. Elevated rip current risk, higher than normal tides, coastal flooding likely. We've also got a new moon that will be elevating the tide heights. So 79 tonight, a little steady southeast breeze, 6 to 12 miles per hour. The 4th of July, 97, feeling like 112, a little gusty on the wind speeds there, some Saharan dust out there. And again, we've got this weather alert primarily for the increased surf, not the other direct impacts that would come with a storm. We're talking about Beryl. So that weather impact alert time frame is for the coast, the dangerous rip currents. That's what we're alerting for. Did put the chance for rain in there Sunday, Monday, and that continues into next week. There's another tropical wave behind Beryl that may give us additional moisture. Doesn't look like it's going to develop at this point, but that's the latest. I'm working on trying to put a rainfall map together right now, and also a wind forecast that's tailored to us. I always employ discretion. Sure. I want to see just one more update, you know, where we're seeing that same trend happening for the confidence to grow a little bit, but that's the latest.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Alan, thank you for all that. Well, a new